Could the Utah Jazz be a threat to the Chicago Bulls' plans and Bill Simmons going in on the organization? Does he have a point? Now, if you are rocking with the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the page. You do talk Chicago Bulls daily on this channel. Only channel talking Bulls, our Bulls fans talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. Listen, the Utah Jazz made a very, very interesting trade yesterday that I think a lot of people were excited about. But what it allowed the Utah Jazz to do was open up a ton of cap space for the possibility of going after certain restricted free agents moving forward. And some Bulls fans have felt like this could mean they are in the market for a Josh Giddey. Now, with them being able to go out there and move some of the cap money that they had on there, as far as John Collins taking a big chunk out of their cap, the $26.6 million salary on him, and Sexton earlier, replacing that with basically $6.7 million in Kevin Love, which the expectation is that they will try and buy out this contract and be able to create even more money, upwards of $30+ million, to be able to go out there and offer to a restricted free agent, as well as giving them a $26.6 million trade exception that could be utilized for a sign and trade. There are some that believe that this could be the move to try and get Josh Giddey from the Chicago Bulls. And so, question on the table: could the Jazz be in on Josh Giddey? And are you particularly worried about that? And I'm not. Here's the reasoning behind my logic here. When I look at Josh Giddey to the Jazz, right, and if the Jazz want to go after him, the whole idea here is to allow another team to set the market. Now, there is a situation where, yeah, listen, we know how agents and owners and end up working together, right? So maybe there could be a behind the door deal where it's like, hey, could you get us this contract offer? We'll sign the offer sheet, and the Bulls, we know, will match this. We're just trying to set our value here because the Bulls are lower than we want to be. That is a possibility that could happen here. But at the end of the day, and I've said this a couple of times now, as much as we want to be done with AK and kind of be like, this dude's an idiot, like he's not making any sense, none of this is what we want to see this team do, yada, yada, yada. And I agree with a ton of everything, all the opinions around AK. I'm here for just about all of the AK slander. The one thing that I can say is I actually feel like he's handling the Giddy contract well. Just because a deal has not gotten done does not mean that you're not going through the steps in the process to actually do this well. You don't want to overpay for Josh Giddey, especially with where the aprons are now and how the salary cap is operating. And so you want to save as many nickels and dimes and pennies as you can so that you can go out and spend big later. Now, will the Bulls spend big later? That's a completely different conversation for a completely different day. I don't know how the Bulls are going to spend in the future, but the one thing that you can say about this team, and the one thing that I think you have to say about this team right now, at least how they're doing business right now, is they have been very good at navigating what the current cap is and being frugal in that expense, waiting for their time to pounce on their player. They keep talking about this summer of 2026. We'll see if that ends up happening. I don't expect that to stop now with Josh Giddey. And I think, listen, if the Utah Jazz go out there and they offer Josh Giddey, I think 33 or 36 million that they can get with everything involved there, and you sit there and go, okay, well, Josh Giddey's not the kind of player we want to play $36 million to. That he wasn't somebody that you wanted to build with anyway, because that $6 million is not going to make that big of a difference in the long run if he is the guy that you want running point for your team, right? You re-sign Trey Jones, you still have Kobe White on the roster. There's still options for you to go with there, although I don't think any of them are great options. But I also don't look at Josh Giddey as this end-all, be-all option. People now want to sign Josh Giddey to this deal because you saw saw the Alex Caruso contract work out, and you go, well, now we got to see the Giddy deal work out. Just because one thing may not have worked out in your favor does not mean you double down on it and make a worse move if you feel that it is a worse move. And we've seen GMs operate like that in this city for years, and it's not how I want to see my GM operate now. Again, I think AK has handled this Giddy situation well. You let him go out there, you let him figure out what his market is, you let him dictate the market. I know there were some people that were like, well, that was back when, nobody else could pay him any money, and now there's a team that can pay him money. I also look at the Utah Jazz and say, if they're going to make an offer to Josh Giddey, they really want Josh Giddey. He does fit what they need. And there are other free agents out there that they could make an offer to that I think would make more sense. I mean, while Josh Giddey does make a ton of sense, you know that the Bulls can match a deal that you're going to offer there, so you're not going to be able to get him. I don't think that they can operate in this space of where they're hoping to get somebody and maybe someone doesn't sign. I think you have to operate in this space of, no, we're going to offer you a real contract and we really want to get you in the building. I think some of the other restricted names out there, and Cam Thomas is still out there, right? There are names out there that do fit what this team wants to do long term and fits the timeline that they have. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them go out and offer for one of those guys, which still allows you to be able to set this Giddy market. But if Giddy goes out and the Utah Jazz set his market and you don't want to match, don't match. If he does and you want to match, match. This is a situation where it's kind of a no-lose situation because the difference in the money that you're going to be spending here is not massive. I think the Bulls are probably somewhere around $26, $27 million. We know that the Giddy camp is around $30 million, and they want to lock in on that $30 million number. If that's where you're at, fine, right? Let's let the market dictate kind of who ends up winning. The Bulls will probably end up landing somewhere in the middle. The best deals are done when both sides come away feeling like you gave something up. And I think that's kind of the situation we're going to have here. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. Do you like this move? Do you feel like the Bulls have handled the Giddy situation well? Do you think that the Utah Jazz may actually steal Josh Giddey away from the Bulls? And if they do, is it really a steal? Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Bill Simmons went on his podcast talking about our beloved Chicago Bulls, and he did not speak glowingly of the team. When asked which team you would least want to be moving forward for the rest of the 2010 or 2020s, he said the Chicago Bulls was the team that he least want to be. And he really was speaking, kind of about some of the talent on the team. But he was speaking in the overarching realm of how ownership has proven that they are not looking to go out there and spend big money, that ownership has proven that they are not looking to go out there and build a team that is going to have stars. They are not willing to go into the luxury tax. And as much as you want to come to the defense of your team, right? Nobody outside of Chicago should be trash Chicago teams. Let's not do that, right? Because now we got to go at you. Now I got to talk about how trash your team is. I know he's a Celtics fan, so I mean, there's that. But now I got to talk about how bad of an organization your organization is. Although he's a Patriots fan, so, there's that. So anyway, I say all that to say, Bill Simmons is right. Bill Simmons is right. Chicago is the most wasted fan base on the face of the planet. And it's all because Jerry Reinsdorf doesn't give a rat's you know what about. And let's be real, this goes farther than just Jerry. We just now are seeing the McCaskies get in on this train, right? We're just now. I mean, if we want to talk about the Cubs even, the Cubs is still the last 10 years that they have decided, hey, we care about winning baseball games in this city. The White Sox surely don't, back to Jerry Reinsdorf. The Blackhawks surely haven't after the last 10 years. This is the most wasted fan base. Do you know? I would say Chicago is the second best fan base, at least in the United States, because what they do in other countries, it gets crazy. But I would say outside of, give me a New York. If you gave, and Chicago truly might be the best, if you gave Chicago a winning team to get behind, do you know how hard they would ride for you? Do you know how ravenous this fan base is to see a consistent winner, to see a team that's going to consistently be on top, to see a team that's at least going to consistently compete to be on top? We have not had that in this city in years. The 90s, that's it. And even in the 90s, I mean, you spend some money with the White Sox there, right? The Cubs were pretty weak. But like you look at the Bulls, you had the Bears who still were competitive early in the 90s, but by the time it got to the end of it, they had kind of fallen off a cliff. If you ever made Chicago Titletown, USA, do you know how hard the fans would ride for you? So as much as I want to sit here and defend the Bulls organization, I can't, because that United Center is one of the best stadiums in the NBA when the Bulls are winning. When Derrick Rose was there, I remember sitting in that stadium and nothing was happening. It was the opening tip. The building was vibrating from all of the people just waiting to watch Derrick Rose go out there and dominate. Even when you went to one of those first 35 games of the Bulls, right? When they were winning and they were in first place, just waiting for that team to get on a run and go. Like, it's one of the greatest fan bases in sports, and Jerry Reinsdorf has done nothing but slap it in the face and wasted it. And so as much as I want to sit here and push back and say I wouldn't want to be another franchise, I think his co-host, forgive me for forgetting his name, he said that he wouldn't want to be Toronto. I would love to say I wouldn't want to be Toronto. You know what I probably can say about Toronto, though? Toronto's been very competitive. They just fired Masai Ujiri. Toronto in the 2020s has been competitive, has won a championship. And they just fired, was that 20? Was that 20? Toronto championship is 2018. So not in the 2020s, I guess. I shouldn't say that. I had to make sure on that. I felt like it was a little bit earlier than that. But still, Masai Ujiri won a ring less than 10 years ago. You moved on from him. We've stuck with Garpax and now Acme for the better of 15 years. And I'm speaking just the Garpax iteration of this. And you haven't done a thing. You haven't won a playoff series. You haven't even made the playoffs most seasons. You haven't been competitive in the playoffs when you've been there. Since Derrick left, you haven't done a thing. Since 1998, the Chicago Bulls' best memories are teams that were competitive and spunky. I love the baby Bulls. There was no championship chance in that. I love the Rose Bulls. There was a championship chance there. Derrick Rose ends up getting hurt. But you had competitive, spunky team. You have won 4 playoff series since 1998. You've only been in 2 in the last 10 years, and you lost both of them. That is why when Bill Simmons comes out and he talks about how this fan base has been wasted and how ownership has basically, like, I mean, just took a dump on us. Like, he's not wrong, and it sucks to say. And there's no defense of it. And it's going to continue to be this way until AK magically finds his superstar, because he's extended, and so he's not going anywhere. So hopefully this next iteration, this 2026 offseason, you better not Sham Sharania us. You better not hit us with the old shams. Oh, this is going to be one of the biggest off seasons of all time. And like, Kyle Lowry's getting signed. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't know, man. I hate to see it. I hate, to have to experience it as a Bulls fan. But they're my team. We're riding with them, man. As always, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Follow us on everything at Pat the Designer. I should say follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. You can follow us on everything at the Windy City Breeze. We'll have all kinds of updates coming to you guys over there as well. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. See Red Nation. Stand up. Peace.